Welcome to the Hacienda at Warm Sands. My name's Steve Siehl, and I'm your general manager. The Hacienda is a small, unique property. It's almost like a little jewel box. It's a total of 10 rooms. 9 of them are suites, 1's a patio room. All the suites overlook one of the 2 pools that we have. And then we also have additional about 10,000 square feet of saltillo tiles surrounding the pools and walkways. Part of the design of the property is centered around the French doors that open out onto the pools. You have plantation shutters that block out virtually all the light. So it's nice to have that darkness or as much lighting as you want. One of the great things about the Hacienda at Warm Sands are the majestic views that you have from that front pool. You lay there and you see practically the entire San Jacinto Mountains uninterrupted. Just the soft wind blowing through those palm fronds and you at that chaise with those custom covers made. It's always about making the property super luxe and finding those little special moments that the guests treasure when they leave. Sometimes it can be as small as just a little gift bag. Sometimes it could be as extravagant as filling a room with flowers at check-in. We'd like to think we're the curator of those magical moments that guests look back upon. We have the highest staff to guest ratio. With that staffing that we have, we're able to meet most of our guests' needs and expectations. We have a very high return guest ratio, as well as always excited to welcome new guests to the Hacienda at Warm Sands. One of the special things we like to do for our returning guests is acknowledge their patronage. And one way that we do that is when they come back, every time they come back, they have their own personalized pillows made specifically for them, waiting for them on their bed. So you can have a long travel day and you come back the second time, you walk into a room and there are these custom handmade pillows just for you. It's amazing the guest response. It's still, even after so many years of doing it, surprises me. We also have a pillow menu on the bed, which is an assortment of pillows that guests can choose from. One time I saw a guest come in carrying a pillow, and I'm like, gosh, why should they have to do that? Why can't we provide that for them? And we do. Bob and Walker were the original founders of the Hacienda at Warm Sands. Unfortunately, Bob, after a while, passed away, but his standards carried through. It was always a high-end property, focusing on the guests' expectations and their needs. Then for 2 years, I believe it was, Dr. Salito purchased the property, and that's when he started doing some of the updates, modernizing the property, some adding the saltillo tiles, adding the French doors. And then Jack Brody and Howard Rozeski purchased the property in '98 and started doing some of the interior changes. Then come along 2000, Jim and Maurice purchased the property. They're the current owners, and it's their passion. They travel, they know what to expect, and they want to make sure they always offer the best. Some of the amenities that the guests are offered while they're here: a jacuzzi, an outdoor fireplace, a lot of seating areas just to relax or enjoy themselves under the sun or while they're having breakfast, which is included in their stay. It's an expanded continental breakfast. We also like to provide a catered lunch. If guests don't want to have lunch right at the time it's delivered or they're out exploring, we can always have it wrapped and in their room to savor by the pool another time. Then we also provide guests with multiple bathrobes, a lightweight and a heavyweight, just depending if it's too cold or if it's just too warm. We also have L'Occitane products throughout the resort for guest use. Each room has its own dedicated Wi-Fi network. This is really helpful when people have to do work remotely, which so many of our guests are doing now. So they have their own secured private network. It's those amenities that really stand out. On occasion, some guests come up and they see the Saltillo tiles. Like I said, we have 10,000 square feet of them, and on some of them, you'll see little paw prints. Well, the story behind that is the Saltillo tiles are handmade out in the desert and left to cure. So occasionally, wild animals will go across those tiles. We chose to keep those and implement them into the tile design just because it adds a nice little story. It's not about just coming to Palm Springs, it's about being immersed in Palm Springs through the Hacienda's lens. I hope you enjoyed your time here with me at the Hacienda at Warm Sands. So many special moments await you here with the staff and the owners, and we look forward to being part of your special occasion.